Eszter, Louie, and Mikey were all in our places with bright, shiny faces. Good morning to you. Welcome to the Sicilian Corner, everybody.
All right, what's going on with you today?
That was awesome. That was awesome. I got to write this stuff down, Mikey. Your one-liner, I mean, this is good stuff.
Oh, shucks. Oh,
Wait, what
shucks.
was it for Easter? For Easter, you had a good one.
I did, yeah. You told me that. Yeah.
Oh, he's got to remember him too. He can't remember him.
You know something? They just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'll be cutting my lawn, and all of a sudden, this thing flashes into my head. I'm wacky. I don't know what the hell goes on.
You're just a creative cycle.
It comes just bang. It drives me crazy. I drive Barbara wacky. She'll be saying something, and I'm thinking something else is flashing through my head at the same time. It's absolutely crazy. Eszter,
And do you always say what's on your mind, or sometimes you edit it?
Oh,
no.
men have to edit. No,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, 99% of the time. Yeah, you have to kind of be careful. You
Now,
know?
that was good stuff, though. Bravo.
Well,
That's a male characteristic. We learn how to edit.
Yeah. Speaking of good stuff, yesterday, Lou, I was up your neck of the woods.
Okay.
I was up at Salisbury Beach.
Nice. That's right.
Age Span had a function. They had a few people get together, 425.
Our friends
for
at
a
Blue
dinner.
Ocean, right?
Yeah, right on top of the music hall.
Mm-hmm.
And beautiful view. Oh my gosh. The Isle of Shoals looked like they were like a half a mile away. It was so clear. The afternoon cleared up beautifully. The ride up, it was cloudy, but cheapest. In the afternoon, it turned out beautiful.
Could you see Sicily?
I'm sorry?
Could you see Sicily?
Age Span celebrated their 50th anniversary. And you know something? With people in the Merrimack Valley and Cape Ann area, they're very fortunate to have an organization.
What did they do?
Age Span. It was Elder Services years ago. Maybe you're familiar with that, with Roseanne. Huh?
Wait a sec. Was it a luncheon?
Yeah.
Was my mother there?
Your mother wasn't there, but guess what?
What do you mean? Well, she was recognized yesterday by Elder Services.
Yeah, but it was a video, hon. It was
my mother was there.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see it. She didn't come over and shake my hand. She didn't give me a kiss. I don't know if she was there.
Where's my mother?
Look at that. I didn't know she was there. I really didn't. I would have went over in a heartbeat because
and my niece.
You didn't tell me.
Well, I didn't know you were going to go.
Well, you know, we're the pulse of the Merrimack Valley.
Hey, if it's Mike, if there's a free meal, Mike's going to be there.
As my brother, it wasn't free. It wasn't free.
Yeah.
Trust me, it wasn't free. My brother Bob says, if it's a mooch meal, count me in.
Yeah, exactly. Like all of us.
And he schmoozed with everybody there. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ceremony. And what they did was they picked 50 people in the Merrimack Valley, Cape Ann area, Lowell, the whole 9 yards. And they recognized them for their efforts, whether it be in volunteering. Your mom, I mean, you look at what she wrote, what they wrote about her. I mean, to be involved in CASA, that is a job and a half. It's one of the nicest organizations ever. It really is.
Do you know my mom turned 81 this year, and she hasn't slowed down a bit?
That's fantastic.
You know, once a month, for example, they give the church has a first Friday of the month meal for the elderly.
Yeah,
she does that with Barbara Polito, who's 92, and the two of them, the 92-year-old and the 81-year-old, are serving people younger than them. It's the best.
Really? It's all. I think age is a mindset for a lot of people. I mean, you may have physical problems. I'm not. I mean, everybody has something.
The circumstance.
But I think your mental outlook has
100%.
a lot to do with the way you age. Don't you agree, Eszter?
100%. And it was so fun when the camera crew came. I happened to be home in February.
That's right.
And listening to my mom talk about this. And I actually recorded the whole thing. They were there for a good hour. And some of the things she said, I'm like, damn, she's right. It's a mindset. It's how you approach. You have to be aware. You have to know you have to make some adjustments. You have to make some changes. Some
No
things may
question.
not go as easily, but you can live a good life. Ciao,
Well,
Andy Parisi.
she and many of the people that were recognized yesterday, um, they they add so much to a community. It's unbelievable. You don't realize it, but they
Oh,
bring a lot to the community. My cousins Ray and Kay DeFury were recognized
oh,
yesterday.
I see. They messaged me.
Yeah, and it was really there isn't a fundraiser that went on for many years in the Methuen area that Kay wasn't involved with.
Right.
Ray,
I
he's got
thought
his
she did
fingers.
that Christmas. Didn't she do
The
some
Festival of
Christmas?
Festival of
Trees. The
Trees.
Festival of
Festival?
Trees.
That's right.
Kay was one of the and the Pollards. I mean, they were the ones that really got
Oh,
this
yeah.
thing off the
Sarah
ground.
Bond.
And if you look at the money that they have raised in the last 27, 28 years, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. And it all goes back to the communities.
Yeah.
So,
Really an essential part. And you've got to have these organizations to augment what government cuts. Crucial.
amen. Andy Parisi. Andy is saying good morning. Andy will probably be out there this afternoon planting something, I'm sure. He can't wait to get his fingers dirty. I just looked at my nails. I'm an embarrassment. I hope nobody sees. I don't bang into anybody today. Yesterday, I got out there a little bit after we got back from the beach, and
What do you think?
I'm just putting in flowers, and I had 8 yards of loom dropped off in the driveway. So,
Well, of course, you have Peter Schipoletti with all the tomatoes. So you don't have to plant those.
well, yeah. One thing about Peter, between Peter and Roger, Mikey's got it made. Let me tell you, he's got it made. We'll have to invite. Peter's working now. His hours are a little bit different than they were before, and during the day it's hard for him to make it into the studio. But Roger's the tomato man. He comes around and he just loves it. He's out there. No matter when I call him, where are you, Rog? Oh, I'm in the man cave. I'm transplanting tomatoes. I'm doing this. I'm doing that.
Peppers too, and mushrooms this year.
Mushrooms. Now he's into mushrooms.
Yeah.
Listen to this, Mike and Lou, something new that I learned. That if you cook tomatoes before you eat them, more of the beneficial properties that tomatoes have can benefit you. I never knew that. Now It makes sense why Italians make pasta sauce, put tomato on pizza, tomato on everything, right? Cooked.
Absolutely. Esther, this lady here, Kay Grace Ballestieri, do you know her?
Ciao, Grace.
You know her, huh?
You know Grace.
Is she in Sicily or is she here?
What's that? No, she's in the States.
She's in the States. Okay.
Sicily. Yeah.
Well, you know something? That's nice. That's nice when people write in. We encourage people to write in. You have a question you want to ask? You know who I like seeing up here today is Nancy DeMarco.
Yeah.
Nancy has been with us since day one. She's a wonderful, wonderful person, her family. And you know something? I love seeing the same old, the people that, follow the show for the last 23 years. And it's good. It's good.
Like, I gotta tell you, I totally agree because we have with our You Mean Sicily YouTube channel, we've been doing videos for 10 years, but it's only been since like 2020, 2019 that we really upped our game and we're on every Sunday at 4:00. And to see the same people commenting, really feels like a community of friends, and they start talking in the chats. Hey, James, hey.
Oh, yeah. They become friends. They become friends.
They become friends. And then when they meet here, because there are many people that have been around for a long time, and then inevitably they're in Sicily together. You're the Nonna's world, or you're the, whatever, a Vermont cannoli, or, because sometimes they have some really cool names. And then, oh my gosh, and I've been, responding to your comments for years on You, Me, and Sicily. It really becomes a fun thing.
Hey, listen, you brought up You, Me, and Sicily, and I didn't watch it once this week. I watched it twice because it really touched me. And I want to compliment you and Alfred for a job very, very well done. And this was not an easy show
No,
for you to do. This was not an easy show for you. But
no.
the tribute you paid to the late Peter Messina, hats off. Hats off. Because,
Thank you.
you know something, everybody knew it was genuine. Everybody could sense it and feel it. It just fantastic. And you know something, I salute you and Al, to be honest with you. I really do.
It was not an easy event to cover, because they had the memorial up in Tre Castagni. Then they had the funeral in Via Grande. We didn't go to the funeral. But to see the brothers, the band members of San Alfio Society, playing for Peter, family members, people remembering him. And I have to tell you that something incredibly profound when the priest asked either Alfred or I to say something, and Alfred went up there,
You
and
did a
there
nice
he
job. Nice job.
but there he is in the same church where his grandparents left for the United States over 125 years ago to go to Lawrence, Massachusetts to start. They were part of the founding fathers of the St. Alfio Society. And for Alfred, fast forward, to be standing in that church for the first time in his life, saying a sermon to one of his brothers, a guy who he grew up with in Lawrence, Massachusetts. For him, he was just we were all overcome with emotion when he spoke. And I must say, I break his balls a lot about things, but
Good,
I
thank you.
do. I do. But he did an amazing job. I couldn't have been prouder.
It's amazing how small the world is, how things wrap around. It's
Yeah.
just
What goes
amazing.
around
It's
comes
unbelievable.
around. When was the last time Peter was in Sicily to see you guys? It wasn't too long ago.
Last year.
Last
Few
year.
months
He
ago.
sold the house, right? His mom's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then he was supposed to come in June with Ruth and a few kids. Only a few of them came, and then he was supposed to come in September.
Yeah.
And, condolences to Ruth, to Ray Messina. We talk to him all the time. And so we'll see him in September. But, Peter is now not suffering, and he's in heaven next to his mom, his dad, his daughter, so
That's how you got to look at it. Yeah.
that's how you got to look at it. He left a humongous impact on people. And really, and Alfred says this the best, we've known a lot of Sicilians of Americans of Sicilian descent who have made good money, big money in the Merrimack Valley, and have had an impact. But no one was like Peter. He was real simple. He was an every man's person. That one guy who we'd known for 50 years, we didn't know who he was. He was an everyday Sicilian who's known Peter, and Peter went to Catania because he didn't have fuel for his car. So Peter walked to Catania and brought him fuel so he could come home. It
That's
was
amazing.
a lot of simple, and we heard it over and over again, how many simple acts of kindness Peter did for others.
Well, his personality was relatively low key, but he was genuine. He really
Yeah.
was, and I've always said that. Just a nice, and Ruth, I can't say, she's a peach. Between the two of them, I mean, they were a nice couple. And I got to tell you, brother Ray and his wife Joanne Riatano, just awesome people. And I'm glad that, in my life, I've had an opportunity to meet people like that.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people that are out there that are two-faced. They look at you in the eye and they're congratulating you for something, yet they're envious of what you're doing. And it's an unfortunate trait. It really is. It's an unfortunate trait. But Peter, you never got that. You know, he'd show up with his white pants and white shirt. I mean, he'd walk into church, go to mass, and he'd be back doing his thing over at the Italian kitchen. Everybody loved him. I never heard one guy say a bad thing about Peter. You know, that really seriously for a moment, you know, in our society, and the society has grown tremendously. I mean, I think we're up to 180 members, if pretty close to it, if not. But you have some of the old, I don't want to say old timers, but you have some people. Well, you have people that bring the customs that they grew up with in Sicily. They're bringing a lot of those traits back to the city of Lawrence. So even though you got a lot of young people in the society right now, you have the Dominic Messinas, you have Peter Messinas, Alfred Lespina. You have these guys that keep things memorable, and nothing changes. Nothing changes. I mean, we still vote
That's
for
not that thing.
no. I mean, I remember my first year, I believe it was 1997. We went to vote, and they vote with marbles. They have marbles. And if somebody you're voting for gets 3 or 5 black marbles, I forget what the count was, they don't become a member. But this is how they vote. And they have this intricate system. It's made out of wood, and it's got like 2 doors behind it with a little chute. That's what you put the marbles. I mean, it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
That came from Italy. That came from Sicily, yet they're still using it. Up in Nevada, nothing has changed in Nevada. I think it's amazing. And, you know, I love the old traditions and the old customs. And it's been over 100 years, and I hope it goes another 100 years before they change.
Amen.
You know, amen. Listen, I'm up against the break. When we come back, we got an awful lot to talk about, you and I.
We have the festival of San Alfio next week in Tre Castagni.
I do know that. You want to steal my thunder going into the next segment? No. You know, listen, we're going to be right back. We're going to do a commercial break, and we'll be back with Esther, Lou, and Mikey.
Ciao, this is Eszter of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
This is David from the Sicilian Corner. You know, Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and can never agree where to go. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with the great Italian cuisine, Capri's seaside Italian kitchen and pizzeria. Me? I love the elegant romantic vibe Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu, with prices that make it the place you want to visit each and every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of a cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites in the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Concert Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all of these great places, and they treat everyone like they are Mike Lamazzo. Best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once and all this fun is right at your fingertips. You can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at northshorepavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
When you dine at Ristorante Melisse in Amesbury, Massachusetts, you feel at home while enjoying an authentic Italian dining experience not to be forgotten. From the appetizer to dessert, you won't regret your choice. Bring your cravings and appetites. They promise you won't leave hungry or without leftovers for the next day. Takeout and catering are also available. Give them a call or visit them online for the menu, online ordering, and reservations. RistoranteMelisse.com. That's RistoranteMolise.com or call 978-388-4844. Ristorante Melisse, where you're treated like family.
Hi, this is Mikey. Do you need to have some work done on a cement walkway, stone steps, or the cement deck around your pool? Recently, I had concrete work done on 2 eyesores on my property. Work was done by New Hampshire Masonry and Construction. They service New Hampshire and Massachusetts. The question becomes, was Mikey happy with the finished product? Not happy, but ecstatic. If your project is brickwork, stone, or concrete, get a free quote for New Hampshire Masonry and Construction. A telephone number for more information, 603-438-9168. 603-438-9168.
Legacy Care Law Firm provides estate planning and elder law services to people in the greater Merrimack Valley and southern New Hampshire areas, with offices in North Andover and Woburn, Massachusetts, as well as Nashua and Salem, New Hampshire. Discussing family and financial matters with an attorney can be intimidating, but our goal is to help you prepare for the future as you preserve your legacy. We help clients qualify for government medical benefits and ensure their estates are preserved for their families so they don't need to worry about their estate being wiped out by high nursing home expenses. Legacy Care Law Firm attorneys are here to support your journey toward a more secure financial future.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's, honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Orthopedics Northeast and Essex Orthopedics have joined forces as Mobility Bone and Joint Institute to bring improved access and outstanding medical care. While our name has changed, our dedication to exceptional care remains the same as it has for the past 30 years. Same location, 16 Pelham Road, Salem, New Hampshire.
This is Cindy
and Mike Kunstler,
owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
We have an incredible chef, Oscar Figueroa.
In the words of local famous chef and restaurant owner Lydia Shire,
Oscar thrives on hard work.
He is capable and gifted.
No one makes better food. Scallops seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery tender Lazy Man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at 4 Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Dracut, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
And we are back. Our special guest, our international reporter, Lou.
That's right.
Eszter Vajda. How are you, Eszter? It's a pleasure to have you with us once again. First
Awesome
of the
to
month.
be with you guys every Friday, first of the month.
That's right. Nancy is writing in, and she said hello to Barbara and Andy. She also asked, when can women join the St. Alfio Society? Now, I'll be honest with you, as a member on the legal aspects of that, I'm not the person to ask that question to. I'm not sitting on the council anymore. Tony Parmesan is the president. But according to the way the bylaws are written, it would take a little bit of doing. It'd have to be completely changed and approved. Whether that's going to happen in the near future, Nancy, I really don't know. But one thing I have to say, wives, girlfriends, significant others, the amount of work that women do to make the Feast of the Three Saints in Lawrence, Massachusetts, what it is unbelievable. Whether it's helping out with the ad book, organizing, he tried to say, organizing an event. Because women, you have the skills, the organizational skills that men do not have. You know, we don't give much thought to what we're doing. We just want to get it done. A woman, you know, everything looks so nice. Flowers on the table, center, just beautiful. You know, but again, that's not a question for me. I can't really answer it, to be truthful with you. But I know according to the bylaws, the way they stand right now, it wouldn't be possible. But that's not to say that things can't be changed. But Tony Parmesan is the president currently. And, you know, Nancy, give Tony a call. I'm sure he'll be able to answer any and all questions. You know what I mean?
Brava, Nancy, brava.
Hey, listen, in Italy, the Sandalfio Society in Italy.
In Sicily.
All right, in Sicily. Yeah, in Sicily. Are there any women that belong to the society?
It's a little bit different. I'm not sure if they have the society like you guys have the society. It's mainly run by the church. There's different, or there is a society, there's a group, an organization that puts on, you know, a lot of the activities. And in fact, we featured many of them on the show with Peter Messina, because they came out to give the respect. I'll be quite honest, I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I get.
There is a organization, and we interviewed the president of this year, who, by the way, was brought over by Peter 25 years ago. The band was brought over last year. There were 34 members of that band that were brought over. A lot of them performed for that memorial. But to answer your question, I don't know. But I do know that the Feast of San Alfio will be May 9th and 10th in Trecastagni. And we're going to be there with 16 visitors, because we have a tour going on.
Oh, nice, nice.
We have a May tour every year that's around two big festivals. One of them is the San Alfio, and the other one is the Flower Festival in Noto. So that really gives people a taste of what a festival is like in Sicily. And I think that's very important to experience, because it's unlike others. And, you know, the festival is very different here in Trecastagni than it is in Lawrence. Both are beautiful. Both have great music and culture and tradition and so forth. But I got to tell you, I'll never forget the first time that I went to the Festival of San Alfio in Trecastagni, after having been to the Festival of San Alfio, Philadelphia, Cirino in Lawrence. And I was overcome with emotion about how much religious zeal there was, how much enthusiasm by young and old, how many people men, women, children, Viva San Alfio, Viva San Alfio, Viva San Alfio. And the whole, the mass, the saints being paraded up and down the streets of Trecastagni, the fireworks, the all the stalls and things that were set up. And actually last year, Dominic Messina, speaking of, Dominic Messina was part of the procession.
Yeah, I
And
know.
he actually got to
Ring
walk
the
in
bell.
that.
Yeah.
And yep, and so I got to interview him and film him while he did that. So from both sides of the pond, a very important celebration for so many people, not just in Lawrence, and not just in Trecastagni, but also in Australia. There's a huge Feast of St. Alfio Society.
It's smaller.
Very-
It's smaller, but you know something, their devotion's unbelievable. We had guests from Australia come to our feast 2 years. We had the mayor of a small community, and I remember the first time he saw the ocean. The guy went crazy. He loved it. He loved it because they were out in the middle of nowhere. But it's a one-day celebration usually, and their devotion's unbelievable.
Not here. Here it's going to go on for at least a week.
Yeah, I know.
Few days before, few days after, but the streets are all lit up. We already went up there. The lights are up on the streets. They're starting to put out the stalls because there's going to be street food. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be artists and people doing all types of things there. What's Lou saying?
Louis, they sell rugs. You'll have some vendors that'll set up booths and sell rugs.
Who's buying
I mean, you
rugs?
name it, they're gonna sell it.
Shoes, stuff for the kitchen. I mean, handbags. We're talking socks. We're talking, Sicilian stuff. There's a guy over there who goes every year too, and he sort of makes his way into all the festivals. So of course we interview him at every festival, and he has a booth with tutti brututti Siciliani, all Sicilian products. He's got cheese and olives and honey and pistachio paste, pistachio this and blah, 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 blah. So it's a very active festival. Oh, and I saw the first, because this is the period that the garlic and the onions from the city, the town of St. Alfio come out. Huge bulbs of garlic hanging everywhere. I mean, it's quite a scene.
I've had the pleasure of going to Gilroy, California, and that's the garlic capital of the United States. And it is incredible. I mean,
Really? Gilmore,
unbelievable.
California.
You're close, about 5 miles away. I mean, you can smell it.
This is what they look like.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Imagine that.
Garlic
Look at how
hanging
beautiful.
everywhere.
Absolutely beautiful.
And
Absolutely.
then the onions everywhere, everywhere.
You know something? Sicily is basically a supplier for all of Europe. It's the food basket for a lot of areas in
Well,
Europe.
not too much nowadays, but that's a whole.
It's lost that little niche because I know for a while it was really considered to be the food basket. You okay, babe? You don't need mouth to mouth, do you?
Oh, if you were here, I may.
I'm just gonna leave.
I see Roger Trudell. He's trying to stir the pot up here, Louis.
Yeah, good for him.
It's only been 100 years.
These things.
These
take time.
things take time. And he's making reference to having women in the society. You know, Roger, that's not nice. That's not nice.
Do you think there'd be resistance if
Huh?
It's
do
funny
you think
though.
there'd be resistance if people?
You know, if you
made a
try to
push?
do a woman's auxiliary, some of the women would object to that. They want to
No,
be
no, no,
part
not a
of. They
women's
want to be part of the society if
Yeah.
they're going to be part of the society. But again, legally, like I said, there's a lot to be involved. A lot to be because you're a 501c3. Any moves to your charter, to your bylaws, has to be approved. And I'm not saying it can't be done. I don't know legally. You know, maybe Ray DeFury knows more. I'm sure he does, being a past president.
Yeah.
But anyway, right now it's a men's organization. And it was interesting what you said about the church being in charge of the festival that goes on, the big feast that goes on in Sicily. The church is really what controls that festival, not the society.
They both, I'm sure, work arm in arm. I'm not
50-50.
in with the, the nitty bitty of how it works. I know a lot of those guys through the years. We've interviewed a lot of those guys. So, you know what? Next week when I'm up there, I'll ask them.
Well, I look forward to your.
I'll come back and do a live report for you guys.
You know something? Who's better than you?
I like it.
Who's better than you? Hey, listen, you want to tell us about an artist, but we need to take a break, and we're going to come back, and you'll have to the top of the hour to tell us all about it. All right?
Good.
It's the date, and don't be late. We'll be right back.
I need help.
I know. That's why I'm going early. Take us out, Lou.
Ciao, this is Eszter of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
This is David from the Sicilian Corner. You know, Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and can never agree where to go. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with the great Italian cuisine, Capri's seaside Italian kitchen and pizzeria. Me? I love the elegant romantic vibes Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu, with prices that make it the place you want to visit each and every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of a cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites, and the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Concert Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all of these great places, and they treat everyone like they are Mike Lamazzo. Best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once and all this fun is right at your fingertips. You can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at northshorepavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
Sisters and co-owners Antoinetta and Elisa brought their family authentic Italian recipes from Molise, Italy, and a warm and welcoming dining experience to its customers at Ristorante Molise. The combination of their meals made from natural, homemade, fresh ingredients, and your time with family and friends together at dinner time is unmatched. Located in Market Square in the heart of Amesbury, they're open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday from 3 to 9 p.m. and are available for private parties during off hours. For reservations, call them at 978-388-4844. That's 978-388-4844.
Hi, this is Mikey. Do you need to have some work done on a cement walkway, stone steps, or the cement deck around your pool? Recently, I had concrete work done on 2 eyesores on my property. Work was done by New Hampshire Masonry and Construction. They service New Hampshire and Massachusetts. The question becomes, was Mikey happy with the finished product? Not happy, but ecstatic. If your project is brickwork, stone, or concrete, get a free quote for New Hampshire Masonry and Construction. A telephone number for more information, 603-438-9168. 603-438-9168.
Legacy Care Law Firm provides estate planning and elder law services to people in the greater Merrimack Valley and southern New Hampshire areas with offices in North Andover and Woburn, Massachusetts, as well as Nashua and Salem, New Hampshire. Discussing family and financial matters with an attorney can be intimidating, but our goal is to help you prepare for the future as you preserve your legacy. We help clients qualify for government medical benefits and ensure their estates are preserved for their families so they don't need to worry about their estate being wiped out by high nursing home expenses. Legacy Care Law Firm attorneys are here to support your journey toward a more secure financial future.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Orthopedics Northeast and Essex Orthopedics have joined forces as Mobility Bone and Joint Institute to bring improved access and outstanding medical care. While our name has changed, our dedication to exceptional care remains the same as it has for the past 30 years. Same location, 16 Pelham Road, Salem, New Hampshire.
This is Cindy,
And Mike Kunstler.
owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
We have an incredible chef, Oscar Figueroa.
In the words of local famous chef and restaurant owner Lydia Shire,
Oscar thrives on hard work.
he is capable and gifted.
No one makes better food. Scallops seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery tender lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
And we are back, as they say. We are back. Lou, the Butcher Boy ad that runs.
Yes.
I don't know if you know this, but they have a catering department.
No, I did
And you
not
can
know.
buy like full sheets of lasagna, sausage and peppers,
Nice.
chicken teriyaki on the skewers. With graduations, I mean, Jesus, perfect. I mean, I didn't even know they had that
I didn't either.
offering. Yeah.
Take
and-
all that off your hands. Let them do it. It'd be awesome.
That's it. Go to butcherboy.com. You can check out.
That was a good plug.
That wasn't a
That was
plug.
well
We
done.
just like the business.
It
We're
was
just
called a
speaking-
segue.
No, I
Right.
think if I were having a graduation or something like that, and someone could just take that and just have delicious food from there, just as you were saying, teriyaki chicken, my side of my mouth is watering.
Catered by Butcher Boy. I mean,
How can you go
how
wrong?
can you go wrong?
How can you go wrong?
Yeah.
Esther, I give you some good ideas once in a while.
Sure, of course you do. Always.
Okay, just checking. I mean,
That
don't get
sounded
too
totally
excited. Don't
sincere,
get too
too.
excited.
Yeah.
Don't get too excited.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm curious. You said to me you wanted to talk about an artist, the painter, right? Is he an artist painter?
You know, one of the things that we do on our You, Me, and Sicily YouTube page is feature people of all walks of life, of all types of talents. We've had musicians, painters, politicians, economists, professors, just featuring Sicilians, everyday Sicilians and so forth. And, you know, we've had the great pleasure of meeting a lot of artists, but this guy is really something unique. And we're going to have, I'm just going to tease it because we're going to have much more on our Sunday show. And his name is
this coming Sunday.
this coming Sunday. His
Okay.
name is Salvo Finicario, and he's in Arcitrezza, which is, of course, is our neck of the woods. And this year he was awarded UNESCO World Heritage Living, thank you, that's our Facebook page, Living Treasure. So he is a UNESCO World Heritage Living Treasure. And there's some of the stuff that I posted today. But let me just show you some of the stuff that he actually gifted us, a few things. He does this as a passion. He is by day a math and science teacher. And one of his passions for the past 30 years is painting boats and items like this. And now this piece right here is one of the restaurants that we frequent, and the owners are good friends. There's one of these at every single table. Now he gifted us.
Look at the detail on that.
The detail.
Wow.
Here's a
pretty
frame, and he hand signs all of these. And there's the rocks of Arcitrezza. But the thing that I'm so interesting is that these types of boats, there were boats like this painted all the time in, you know, a century ago here in Arcitrezza. That's the way they went fishing. They painted their boats beautifully. And a lot of them have a lot of important symbolism. For instance, the top part, the shapes and the colors are from the Arab domination. Those are very unique shapes and things that were brought here with the Arab domination. The bottom part, that's one of his boats right there. The bottom part is more of a Greek, because, you know, the Greeks, they put the eyes at the end of the boat because that way, you know, they're being protected by the gods and so forth. And so we're going to have a whole interview with him, and we got to go to his house. Now, we've met him several times before, but the reason that we're having him on again is because of this UNESCO World Heritage Site, you know,
that's quite an honor.
Really an honor. And he talks, you know, about something that is so cool, that he never did any of this for honor. He never did any of this for money. It was a passion for him to keep a tradition continued, because these boats, La Providenza is the name of the official Arcitrezza boat, is a boat that was used in a very important Sicilian movie called La Terra Trema. La Terra Trema was filmed right here in Arcitrezza with some of these boats, and it was directed by Italian Luigi Visconti, became a very important movie in the 50s and 60s, and it was based on a book written by Giovanni Verga, Il Malavoglio, that was again based in Arcitrezza. And so Arcitrezza is known for very few things. I mean, it's a beautiful fishing village. The rocks that come out of the waters are absolutely phenomenal, but it's known really because a lot of the townspeople were extras in the movie, and the use of La Providenza in the movie in several scenes. So he's all about keeping tradition and culture alive, which is something we spoke about earlier.
Yeah, you know, so I think that's awesome. I see that Mrs. Ballesteri is really impressed with it, and she says that is amazing, the detail. And you know, I just want to add to that by saying, I see a gentleman of this caliber with his skills, the old-fashioned donkey carts. As colorful as they are, I see this, like, I can see him sitting down and painting something like that, whether it be in miniature or whatever, drawing a painting of those carts, the way they're decorated. I mean, they're a thing of beauty. They are. They really are a thing of beauty.
We have done several videos on the Sicilian carts, and actually the maestro was his last name was Mauro. He was from Aci San Antonio, and he died at 103.
Whoa.
He was one of the last remaining.
Money out of Social Security.
Yes, he did.
They don't have Social Security in it. You don't have Social Security in Sicily.
Something. There is something. It's something, but it's not Social Security.
That's really
Anyway,
giving
he just died.
Talking right to him.
Years ago, and he was the last remaining man and artist, maestro, that still lived and did the Sicilian carts. And you know, the Sicilian carts is actually going to be part of our story, because the focus is that Sicily is really a land of colors. You look at the boats, you go to any quintessential fishing village all over Sicily, you know, all over the circumference, and
Very
there's
colorful.
men painting, hand painting in January, in February, in March, getting ready for the season. The Sicilian carts are number 2. Then you take a look at the ceramics, right? You have the Sicilian ceramics that are very unique. They all have different colors. And number 4, which I think a lot of people don't think about, are the sweets. You walk into a pastry shop and it's so colorful, so beautiful. You look at the marzipan, which are hand painted, each one hand painted. And so the focus, paying homage to these guys. Oh,
and we're back.
There we go.
So really,
you were talking about the pastry.
Yep, having some signal troubles in Sicily, apparently.
All right.
Apparently, probably someone else is on the phone.
I wonder who.
Yeah.
I wonder who. I hope Al Zappa is not on the phone as well. So anyway, so the pastries are so beautifully decorated. You have the marzipans; they're all hand decorated, right? So
I didn't know that. I didn't know they were hand decorated.
all of them. You go into pastry shops and you buy. They have fruits, fish. They have all types of, you know, styles that that they make, and they're made in pastry shops. And so they form the forms by hand. They intricately take, and of course we've done a video on this where I got to go in behind the scenes of a pastry shop. It was the first time that I made a cornetti. They showed me how to roll the cornetti and roll it up. And then I sat with an 80-year-old woman who all she did all day was hand paint those marzipans. It really is phenomenal. Yeah.
Your friend Grace is saying she walks past the donuts at the grocery store. I believe she's in Wisconsin. They don't even compare. She's absolutely do not compare. So she's agreeing with you. The detail work that goes into something as simple as putting pastry on display.
Oh yeah,
they take a great deal of pride in it.
But that's the craft, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. You know, Andy Parisi's making. You know, the world is getting smaller and smaller, and Andy and Bob are related. And Andy just found out he has a cousin that lives in Australia, and he found her through Ancestry. So you know something? Who knows?
So some
Louis,
of his ancestors were criminals, right? They ended up in Australia.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I tell you, a lot of people fled because of what was going on in 1910, 1915, 1920. People had to move. There just wasn't enough food. And they settled in different parts of the world. And Australia has quite a few pockets of Italians, areas where there's quite a few.
Can I address what you just said for a second?
Yeah.
Because one of the things.
Am I in trouble? Am I in trouble?
Just a little
correction.
Something that I've heard over and over again. The people didn't leave here because there wasn't food. In fact, last year when I interviewed Peter Messina, because he grew up right after World War II, right? And so the one thing he always
Peter and I are the same age.
Right. So he always said there was always food. Food was never a problem. You go into the fields and we picked the wild greens, Went home, my mother boiled it, put olive oil on it, and then put breadcrumbs because they couldn't afford cheese. But that's a different story. We went and got fruits. They went and, there was that availability of food. What there wasn't jobs. That was in order to put other things. But in terms of food, they couldn't, all over Europe, though, all over Europe, everyone had that post-World War II. What are we going to do? Reconstruction. The Americans helped the Sicilians, as many of you know. Oh,
Well,
here we go again.
that's all right. We can hear you. Yeah, Louis, he's got fast fingers. He's the fastest fingers in the world.
Anyway, the people that left here, they never wanted to leave here. They didn't want to leave here. They left here seeking for a better future for their families. Period. End of sentence.
Okay, so it wasn't like the Irish famine. This was more because there was no work available in Sicily.
There was nothing, and Sicily was just, first there was, and there was the Spanish flu. There were things, even we talk of Rome down, the south of Calabria, Reggio Calabria, and all of those were suffering big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Esther, it's time for us to say arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Unfortunately. And we look forward to seeing your show on Sunday, You, Me, and Sicily podcast.
Thank you, Lou. It's always a pleasure.
Hey,
Always
listen,
fun.
keep
Yeah.
smiling, girl, and congratulations to your mom. Please tell Clara. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to meet her. I didn't realize she was there. I thought they interviewed people because they couldn't make the event. But you know something? Hey, it was a good time was had by all. That's for sure. Hey, listen. Next week, I hope you have time. Join us next Friday, and we'll be back 11:04, right, Lou?
11:04.
Esther, ciao, baby.
Ciao, grazie, arrivederci.
Talk to you guys later. Take care.
Ciao.